done better that year. But even with the standard that I had set for my career, like I still would have made active duty that year. So that's the difference between starting out the gate trying to find a job and then automatically starting out at like 50K a year and paying on your student loans early, right? So that's actually scary. I think the interesting part about the government shutdown is it doesn't just affect like one person. It doesn't just affect one set of people. It's a trickle down effect. Because when you talked about that government shutdown thing, one thing that had me worried is now you're talking IRS, now you're talking people that can't even hit the button for your pay, right? And so, and every time that happens, like things just literally shut down and almost go dark.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard about the government shutdown was back when we was in college, and I heard like how like the people in the government, you know, who work government jobs was not getting paid. So like this is the second time, you know, that we've come across this, and but the difference is they were talking about how the government or the United States is in danger of defaulting on their loans. And this is the first time that this ever happened in history. The government shutdown isn't something new. We've seen that before. People, you know, don't get paid, but then they eventually get the back pay, so they'll be okay. But I really want to know what this is going to look like how I explained it to my students. I was like, what happens when you don't pay your bills? Like, what happens if your parents don't pay their bills? Like, if they don't pay the internet gets cut off. If you don't pay your, you know, the cable gets cut off. If you don't pay the electricity gets cut off. But what happens when the United States does not pay what they owe? Like, I don't know what happens. What does that look like?
Well, and here's the question. Excuse my ignorance, but who is the United States paying?
I don't even know, bro. To be honest with you,
See,
I would
like
have to look more into that because if you pull up the what is it, the debt calculator, it'll show all the different debts that we have in the United States. I mean, we, for instance, like one of the biggest conversations is how we owe money to China. But I mean, it's some other things that we owe. I would have to look more into it, to be honest. I'm a little ignorant about that myself.
Well, and that's the weirdest part because based off of past wars and like past conflicts, there are a bunch of other countries that also owe us money.
That's true.
So it's like you trade on a trade on a trade on a trade. And so I don't know. I'm really curious. You know who does the United States owe money? Okay, so the public holds over 21 trillion or almost 78% of the national debt. So one foreign governments hold about a third of the public debt, while the rest is owned by the U.S. banks and investors. So it's literally like they just flipping it, bro. So like we owe the debt that we paying back into the debt, and then they giving out free money. So it's literally. Go ahead.
No, I was thinking about a newsletter that I read this week. They were talking about like this could include Social Security. This could include like pensions and things like that, I believe.